So this is a Lego minifig standing somewhere on Mars, and in today's video we're going to be fully transforming this empty place and build an actual functioning Mars colony, all in order to see if it's possible for humans to actually survive life on the red planet. But first, our journey begins back home on planet Earth. It's a beautiful lush green and a very watery place, perfect to sustain life, and this is its place in the solar system, and our close neighbour just happens to be Mars. But we still need to travel through a lot of empty space to actually get there. So back on Earth, I decided to cop this Lego rocket launch center set. So let's quickly build it and see what we get. Alright, we got this giant rocket stand, and after clicking together more Lego pieces, we have the big boy itself. And as it slots in, the refueling pipes get automatically connected to it, which is kinda cool. Inside of it, we can also find a fuel tank, a small buggy, and the cockpit itself. Then the launch tower comes with its own elevator, and a folding bridge to access the rocket. Then to complete the launch center, we have a couple more buildings, like this observatory with a really satisfying garage-style door, and obviously the big telescope up on the top. The whole roof section spins around too, so you can aim it at whatever you want. And the second building is this mission control center, which will display all the important rocket science stuff, and the minifigs inside of it will make sure the rocket doesn't randomly crash. Yeah, just like that. Alright, so we have a rocket that can take us into space, but before we go, we need to make sure our minifigs can actually survive up there. So to get some inspiration, I bought this Lego set, which will let us build a big astronaut. Oh wait, I think I accidentally built the wrong one, because this is a little space dog. I mean, bro is kinda cute, I guess, and he can even wag his tail and move his legs. Hey, yo, stop, don't pee on the minifig. Oh, he just wants to be part of the Mars squad. Well, too bad. Let's build the actual spacesuit this time and focus on the mission. Alright, that's more like it. And using this set, we can take a look at all the small details that will keep the human inside of the suit alive. Bro's even got movable fingers so he can hold a bunch of stuff for you. And you can pose him in any way you want. Dang, I didn't know bro was flexible like that. Then there's also this jetpack that you can attach to the back, and it will allow bro to literally travel through space without a rocket or anything. You just gotta be careful you don't run out of fuel, because you might get stranded literally in the middle of space and be stuck there forever. Alright, and using what we learned, I put together some minifig astronauts and made sure to give them some cosmos drip. And just like that, they're ready to board the rocket and leave planet Earth. Okay, so that was kind of scary, but we managed to leave Earth's orbit and actually make it into space. And then we can detach the extra rocket boosters and start aiming for Mars. And just like that, these minifigs have ended up all alone in the middle of space. It's legit so empty out here. And if you ever feel as lonely as these guys, you should try BetterHelp, the paid partner of this video. So I always try to keep my energy high and carry a fun personality in my videos. But behind the mask, I sometimes struggle with mental health too, whether it be feeling down for a while or just being overwhelmed with everything going on. And if you're anything like me, you might find that opening up to your friends or your family is a super hard thing to do. So BetterHelp can connect you with a credentialed therapist who is there to listen to you and provide you with helpful, unbiased advice. The whole process is done online, on your phone or a computer, through a video chat or messaging. It's completely your choice. And once you start the process, you'll usually be matched with a therapist within 48 hours. And if you feel like it was a bad match, you can easily switch to a new therapist with a press of a button, for no extra cost. So give BetterHelp a try today and use my code BLOKEST, or follow the link betterhelp.com/BLOKEST and enjoy a 10% discount on your first month. Lego videos like this one can be really expensive to make, so thank you for making it possible and supporting the channel. Alright, back to the mission. So in real life, actually reaching the red planet would take about 9 months, so let's hope the minifigs don't get easily bored. But I also made sure to give them some phones so they can at least stay entertained, and a bunch of food that they can snack on. But alright, let's skip through the boring empty space flights. So now after some time has passed, we get way closer to Mars. And before we go any further, we need to cook for a bit and make this giant space station. It's made up of 8 separate modules, all connected to the central part. There's the main control cockpit, a workshop to build stuff, a lab so they can test different samples. They also have a bedroom to sleep in, a small garden that can grow nutritious food that's inside of this glass dome, a kitchen so the minifigs can actually eat some bussin' food, a solar panel module which will charge the batteries and keep things juiced up, and the space station also has an antenna to communicate with people back on Earth, and this little robot that can make sure things are running properly. And lastly, they also have this space bike station that they can use if they just need to fly and explore around, and do important repairs on any of the modules. Speaking of, all the modules can actually detach from the central part, and some of them connect back together to form this big spaceship, if they ever need to move to a different part of space or something. But okay, now we have a way for the minifigs to live in space. And while they build a landing spaceship, I copped another big set and started building it, and after a bit of time, I ended up with this. This is the LEGO Technic Mars Perseverance Rover, and it's essentially a robot that can drive around and do important research on the surface of of the planet. So to properly test it out, I wanted to take it somewhere with more similar terrain to Mars. So after some driving, I came to this place, and I mean it's essentially just a bunch of dirt and rocks, which is close enough. So the set also came with this little drone thingy, which is accurate to real life, but the Lego one can't really fly that well. But besides that, now we can see that the rover has 6 big wheels, and they can be controlled using this little gear at the top. So you can push it and steer the direction you want it to go in at the same time. Or if you switch to this mode, it can basically turn in place, which can be super useful for tight maneuvers. There's also a suspension system, which means it can navigate more difficult terrain. Well, sort of. And then on the top of the rover, there's a bunch of different research tools, like this camera module that basically lets the rover see the world around it, or this big arm that can be unfolded, and then controlled with some more gears at the back that can lower it down to the ground, and then move it from side to side. And then the thing at the end can be used to take some rock samples so they can be studied later on. Also, this Lego set actually comes with the ability to be played in augmented reality with your phone. Oh cool, we can actually see a little model of Mars. Whoa, that's kind of cool. We can also simulate a dust storm. Whoa, we can even show us like a little virtual driving diagram. Nice, so yeah, in real life, this thing has been exploring Mars since like 2021, so it's definitely a handy thing to have for this mission. Also, fun fact, Mark Rober actually helped to design the previous version of this rover before he was a YouTuber, and we know he kinda likes squirrels, so I just quickly wanted to add in the Lego squirrel next to this. And who knows, maybe alien squirrels exist on the surface of Mars. Alright, enough yapping. It's time to finally land on this red planet. Yo, we made it! And I mean, it's absolutely empty, there's nothing here at all. Wait, what the heck was that thing? Okay, weird, but let's get to exploring. Yo, what's this crystal thing? Nice, so we can use the crystal to cook up some batteries, so now we have power on this planet. So one of the minifigs also came prepared with this jetpack, which means they can fly around and see things from higher up. Hey yo, there's that little green thing again. Are these aliens? Like, what's going on? Hey yo, if you think this alien is cute, then you should smash the subscribe button right now. Go on mate, do it. And back at camp, it seems like the other astronaut got tired of using his own muscles, so he built this big mech, which can navigate the Martian terrain much easier. He also has a big pickaxe thing to crack open some rocks, and then this claw hand to actually be able to pick stuff up. Alright, so now we have tools and ways of exploring the area, but we need to start building an actual Mars base, where the minifigs will be able to live every day and survive on this planet. So we have this big tower with a mission control room at the very top, and it has loads of computers inside to make sure everything is running properly. It's basically like an office job, but on Mars. Then the roof has this giant satellite dish, which can be aimed in the direction of Earth to keep communications. The base also has this big crane that can rotate all the way around, and the scientists will use it to pick up and move around important materials they find, or they can just hang off it and spin around if they get bored instead. And finally, down at the bottom, we have the main building. It has this really strong space door that opens upwards, and inside there's this spinning equipment storage where you can find the spacesuits. Then there's this sitting and eating area that even has a little station to wash your hands, because you don't want to be inhaling the Mars dust. Then the other side is the research area, complete with a microscope, and this is where they can carry out important health checks of each crew member. And finally, there's another outer door, and if the space station decides to drop a module, it can actually easily connect to this docking station and expand the base down here. So now the minifigs have a proper area to live in and do their work. But to keep things fun, I also decided to build them this big space roller coaster, so now they can forget about work and just chill out for a bit, because there's nothing more relaxing than a thrilling fast ride. It also has a lot of cool details, like the sign complete with a small rocket, and then a much bigger one behind that. Oh, and look, it's a tiny model version of the actual Mars rover. That's cute. There's also this weird alien creature with tentacles that's trying to catch this astronaut minifig. Bro is literally holding on for his life. Then there's the mini Earth and some other cool space elements. This big asteroid lights up red when the front of it is bumped, and this small asteroid moves when the train goes over it, and if we turn the lights off. There's also some glow-in-the-dark pieces scattered around the set, and if your kid isn't big enough to go on a roller coaster, there's a tiny version of a rocket ride instead. Good job for being a responsible parent, I guess. Boring. So now the Mars base is booming and everybody is vibing because of this small theme park. Hey yo, I think the little alien's mistaken this rocket for the original spaceship. Yo, stop, you can't fly away. Quick, let's build something so you can chase them. Sheesh, the minifigs cooked up this beefy rover, which has big wheels that are perfect for this Mars terrain. Nice, we finally caught the aliens now. And let's tow the ride back to the base. Also, look at all the crystals we can use for power. Maybe the aliens are friendly and they were trying to help us all along. But back at the base, we have one more very important thing to build. This big ramp on which we can place a return rocket, so now the minifigs will be able to travel between Mars and Earth without any issues. So yeah, let me know what other planet or space object we should explore and build on next. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.